Hey team, here's a nice little easy one we did a couple years ago, reclaimed timber stamped patio and sidewalks. So in this concrete, we have integral color called Midnight Bay, and it's just a little bit of a charcoal accent and looks a lot better than just regular gray concrete. As you can see, our rebar chairs are in place, so the rebar police, you have no business here. Carry on, carry on. Nice easy one, we're able to shoot this pour completely, we didn't need a pump. And we pour these fairly dry, 110 slump or a 4-inch slump. Helps it set a lot better. If you pour it too wet and it's windy out, the surface is going to get dried out quicker than the bottom can catch up. So this keeps us moving, keeps us on our toes, but in the end it works out great. So we're putting a perimeter cut in the front main entry just to set it off and make it look a little different than the rest. So we'll run our pole cutters through there to set the initial cut. We're doing our edges, and then we usually finish off with these brass hand cutters. Now these are 1-inch finish cutters, and then we just take out the lines to make it look. There's our rough float finish there, so you can see that's the texture that we stamp into. So that leaves it very rough and grippy, but not very noticeable. And then it also works well with the pattern, because if it does show up a little bit in with that pattern, it looks like a wood grain texture that's just showing through. So we did some exposed faces here just to lighten the mood. We rarely will strip and stamp a face. For us, that's not really what we do. So we'll put a liner in if it's something that the client requests. But other than that, we're mostly exposed faces. And now we're rolling on our 30% high gloss cure and seal here, and with our shark grip additive, which is always highly recommended for a non-slip surface. And that's as good as long as it's good for grip. It's going to last a couple years. We usually recommend every 2 to 3 years for sealer. But with this 30%, it's breathable. So we're putting this on the day after we poured. We've already put our highlight color on, our black, which settles into those joints and makes that grain pop and the dimension. The 30% just brings it to life and makes it look really great. We got a lot of this coming up this year. This is by far our most used and most favorited stamp in our collection. We have a 4,300 square foot riding arena coming up that is mostly stamped with this. That's going to be a big one, 2 pours probably. Stay tuned. As again, thank you for watching. Thanks for all the subs, the likes, and the love. We'll talk to you soon, team.